जीवन्मुक्तिप्रदं देवं क्षमापूर्णं
Paramahamsa Nityananda is a rare living incarnation, a yogi by birth. He has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English, books in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German, Danish, Spanish, Russian and Chinese, with translations in 26 languages are available. He is also an exemplary speaker with over 8,000 hours of profound life solutions through his discourses. Social services such as Annadan, free medical care, free educational services, ashrams, schools, temples, hospitals established in more than 140 places around the world offer exceptional services. A powerful spiritual healer who has healed millions of people of diseases from migraine to cancer. A Kriya Yogi who has formulated Kriyas for physical health and mental well-being, benefiting thousands. A living master who offers practical solutions for our everyday problems. Having meditation centers in 151 countries including Bidadi, Tiruvannamalai, Rajapalyam, Salem, Hyderabad, Varanasi, Los Angeles, Ohio, Seattle, San Jose and Phoenix. He is the founder and spiritual head of Nityananda Dhyanapitham, a spiritual guru for 10 million followers, an incarnation who transmits the highest spiritual energy through initiation. A contemporary yogi who has revived the Vedic science of yoga worldwide through thousands of yoga centers. Adept in Ashtamahasiddhis, mystical yogic powers, he has effortlessly awakened the Kundalini of thousands, gracing them with spiritual powers. A spiritual powerhouse who has revived the sacred Vedic tradition by establishing Vedic temples worldwide in places like Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Toronto, Ohio, Oklahoma, Phoenix, St. Louis, Malaysia, Brazil, Paris, Guadeloupe, Dallas, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary, Vancouver, Singapore, and places like Bangalore, Hyderabad and Tiruvannamalai in India. A dynamic young guru who is an inspiration to thousands of youngsters. India's most watched spiritual guru online. A beacon of spiritual light who has triumphed over the forces of religious terrorism and political persecution. Paramahamsa Nityananda is an eternal Kalpataru, blessing the world with the boons of material abundance and spiritual enlightenment.
वन्दे पापविनाशक्तं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतं नित्यमुक्तं निर्विकल्पं ध्यानलोकप्रदीपकं वन्दे शान्तमयं बन्धं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम् आनन्दगन्धसञ्चारं सर्वोपाधिविनिर्मुक्तं वन्दे ज्ञानालयं नाथं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम्.
Question is from Nitya Manasa, Bangalore, India. Pseudo-enlightenment seems to be a popular disease these days. More and more people are trying to claim enlightenment and influencing other people. I myself was saved from the brink of such a disease by your teachings. Can you say something on how we can help these sick people get back well soon? Nitya Manasa, Bangalore, India.
Manasa, it's a very important question. First, let me read out the question. Pseudo-enlightenment seems to be a popular disease these days. More and more people are trying to claim enlightenment and influencing other people. I myself was saved from the brink of such a disease by your teachings. Can you say something on how we can help these sick people to get well soon? Manasa, first we need to find out whether this question itself is coming from sickness or wellness. Let me describe two different situations. There are some people faking it to make it. They are not pseudo-enlightened people. I myself have given this as a technique to so many of my disciples. Live as enlightened. Boldly stand as enlightened. When I give this process, I cannot expect them to be enlightened immediately in that moment. But they may fail 10 times. Even if they fail 10 times, maybe in 1 year, they will stand up and their whole day-to-day actions will become the actions of an enlightened consciousness. Even if they have done that much, that's a great achievement. See, when an emergency situation comes, not radiating enlightenment is only a small flaw. Even if they come to a level of everyday life becoming a enlightened cognizance, they achieved big. So then slowly that becomes the muscle memory and biomemory. It is possible as a technique enlightenment can be practiced. Enlightened cognition can be a technique. Maybe some people who are faking it to make it. When you see their flaws, you may see, no, these fellows are pseudo-enlightenment. No. Whether they have pseudo-enlightenment or they are in the tapas of living enlightenment can be seen only, can be decided only based on their personal intention. A man who is filled with pseudo-enlightenment may try to force enlightened cognition on others but not on himself. Man who is living to achieve it, living enlightenment, to radiate enlightenment, he will be forcing the enlightened cognition on himself. He will be working on the enlightened cognizance on himself. So, sometimes even the people who are living to radiate might have created irritation in you. So, if you got this irritation from the people who are living to radiate, then you are wrong. If you got this irritation really some pseudo fellows, then you are right. This is the first part. Second, I myself was saved from the brink of such a disease by your teachings. No. I don't want to accept your praise. I am very clear. If you accept the praise from the wrong people, be ready to accept the pain and defamation from the same people. But fortunately, from the beginning, I never accepted anybody's praise. Maybe when you say you are saved from the brink of such a disease, I don't know whether you saved yourself from the pseudo-enlightenment disease or you lost the confidence for living enlightenment. Because both looks same externally, but the internal intention is what makes whether you are living to radiate or pseudo to be in a bigger soup, bigger mess. That is decided only by
Welcome to Inner Awakening, the most powerful personal transformation retreat you could ever experience. In just 21 days, thousands are already experiencing the shortest route to constantly high energy levels, visible anti-aging, healing of chronic diseases, fulfilling relationships, and higher states of consciousness. What is the secret behind this transformation?
Kundalini means the inner potential energy. Once it is awakened, opens the different doors for the conscious experience in you. I can say which is a master key for all extraordinary spiritual experiences.
This extraordinary program is conducted personally by Paramahamsa Nityananda in the vibrant atmosphere of Nityananda Dhyanapitham Ashram. Open yourself to the benefits of Nitya Yoga and practical meditation. Experience physical and mental healing. Discover simple ways to handle life with success. Above all, enjoy individual darshan and blessings from Paramahamsa Nityananda every day. Take 21 days for yourself and carry home the transformation of a lifetime.
That is decided only by personal intention. So the person who put this question, I wanted you to analyze you, whether, because criticizing enlightenment as pseudo-enlightenment has become a fashion in the modern days. In you also find out whether the pseudo-enlightenment concept is a honest spiritual growth, or are you losing the confidence? Next question. Meher, both are one and the same. When I say, let me read the questions. Recently when you mentioned in morning satsang that we human beings don't know how to relax from life, you explained with the story of Yayati. Yesterday you asked us to keep taking decisions and exhaust ourselves with action. I am confused, Swamiji. Meher, if you continuously keep taking decisions and exhaust yourself with action, you will not have the hangover of Yayati. Yayati never took decisions and exhausted himself in life, in action. He always had hangover. He was jumping chuck like a monkey. Desire is not wrong. Having so much of desires, you have never time to fulfill even one desire is wrong. Desire to have a cup of coffee is not wrong. But by the time coffee is ready, already you are worried about having a buttermilk. By the time buttermilk is ready, you are already started worrying about having a beer. And by the time beer is ready, you are already started worrying about the nectar. But finally from the morning till night, you never drank anything. That is what is wrong. Your life is running only in this way. Project plan, and deadline. For what? For project to die. But never, ever you enjoy, live. Yayati could not relax from his life because he never enjoyed. By that time he is enjoying something in his life, his mind is already there in something else. By the time he is enjoying something else, his mind is there something else. Continuously. Moving. Never living. See, in the US when they did the 9/11 attack, the attack turned to be so worst because all the flights had unused fuel. Just now they filled. The fuel created more mess. Same way, when you came in your body, you have certain fuel, prarabdha. If it is unused, your death will be a big explosion, suffering. Because the remaining fuel is going to explode and burn you. If all the fuel is exhausted, the suffering would have been a lot less. Understand? Yayati moved around but never exhausted the fuel. When I say exhaust yourself in action, I am saying empty the fuel. Burn all the fuel. Let the prarabdha be completed. Then naturally you will see you are ready to relax from life. Only a person works hard whole day, his body is ready to relax from life, action and sleep. Whole day you are lying down, what will happen in the night? Night also you will be lying down, tossing around. Suffering during the death is nothing but tossing around, because whole day you did not do anything except lying down. So work to relax. Live to die. In to be out. In Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, Jnanakarma Sannyasa Yoga, 20th verse. I tell you, you don't even need to give up your desire for name and fame. Desire for name and fame is more like an innocent desire for having a banana. Cheap. The comedian's desires. That is not a big thing. Recently I saw one comedy clip where that comedian was caught for stealing. He says, hey, my level of stealing is only 5 rupee, 10 rupee. Don't blame me for 5,000, 10,000 rupees stealing thieves. This name and fame desire is like a small foolish.
Just an hour's drive from Bangalore, Asia's fastest growing city, is a unique space of healing, meditation and rejuvenation. Welcome to Nityananda Dhyanapitham. Experience soothing healing energies under the ancient wish-fulfilling banyan tree in the presence of divinity. Enjoy the unique anti-aging formula of the original Siddha Healing Spa with the 21-foot energized healing lingam and healing pool, the Vaidya Sarovar. Connect directly to God in the vibrant silence of Nityanandeshwara temple. Savor the delicious Sattvic food served free at all times. Best of all, get a glimpse of authentic spiritual life at the daily morning satsang, worship, yoga and meditation sessions with Paramahamsa Nityananda. Rediscover yourself at Nityananda Dhyanapitham, the ultimate spiritual lifestyle destination. Nityananda Dhyanapitham, Nityananda Nagar, Bidadi, Bengaluru, 97422-03311. क्या आप स्वयं एक अवतार पुरुष से अपने जीवन में दिव्य मार्गदर्शन चाहते हैं? प्रस्तुत करते हैं अवतार पुरुष से वार्ता।
Nityananda here.
परमहंस नित्यानंदा संसार को एक और अतुल्य और अनोखी भेंट दे रहे हैं।
You got practically everything and too much for a phone call.
अब वो लाइव किसी के भी प्रश्नों का उत्तर स्वयं देंगे।
That's great. No, you ask anything you want in your life. Ask me any boon you want.
8 से प्रारंभ। कुछ सौभाग्यशाली लोग जो 08027279999 पर फोन करेंगे, वो स्वयं स्वामी जी से बात कर सकते हैं। लाइव देखें NTV पर ntv.nityananda.org।
This name and fame desire is like a small foolish. It is not criminal, but this clinging to the reward of performance, you see, that is deeper. I'll give you the exact difference. Clinging means internally, cunningly, as a pattern, outside showing I don't care for name and fame. No. But internally, expecting others to praise you even for not being touched by name and fame. Clinging is the villain's quality. Desire for name and fame is more like a comedian's quality. It is very innocent. I am always happy about the people who have desire about name and fame. You don't need too many things to satisfy them. Just say, hey, you look great. And your dress is clean, even though it's smelling. You performed well. Over. The person is already in ecstasy. I know the standard statements. For men, you should tell, oh, you did great job. For women, you should tell, you look great. That's all. It's 2-3 statements only. Very innocent. Bole Baba. This desire for name and fame like a Bole Baba is not a problem at all. It is sometimes even sweet. But this clinging is very cunning villain game. It is not Bole Baba game. It is villain's game. Very dangerous. There, they expect a reward for performance, and they delay things if they don't get the reward. It is all cunning political game. I can say it is a poison inside your stomach. Anything you eat will become poison because poison is inside your stomach. Clinging. Actually, I can say clinging is the biomemory version of strong desire for name and fame. Makes your whole life sick and makes all the people around you sick. Only when you give up the clinging for the reward of performance, you are in constant satisfaction.
Prem Pillai, Coimbatore, India. Dear Swamiji, I request you to please share more about the Ingenious program. What does this program offer to my child in 21 days? Prem Pillai, Coimbatore, India.
First question, I request you to please share more about the Ingenious program. What does this program offer to my child in 21 days? I can say the first thing, I put the enlightened body language into your child's biomemory. The spiritual biomemory and muscle memory is inserted into your child's biomemory. I teach your child to remember many things required, and I also teach your child to forget many things your child needs to forget. Now I am taking the whole Ingenious to the next level. They are really becoming genius. Now, 3 of our Gurukul kids are able to hang in the rope doing Padmasana very successfully. It needs tremendous control over the body. Of course, don't worry, I am not going to hang your child in the rope, but I am saying to this level, body can be handled and controlled. And I introduce new way of existing to your child without interfering in the flow of your child's life. You see, I don't interfere and make them sannyasis. No, don't worry. And I give them tremendous power. I just empower them and let them decide about their future and what they want to do in their future. So much happens, especially in a child. You see, if you ask me what I offer in the inner awakening, I can very clearly describe. Because only limited things happen in the inner awakening with human minds and with your logical mind and everything. But in the ingenious, unlimited possibilities open. The children are so alive and fresh and extraordinary. So much opens up. So much of possibility for the children. To tell you honestly, I am not even able to define what I am offering in the ingenious program. I can only say I am opening extraordinary doors for your kids. Extraordinary doors of consciousness for your kids. That's all I can say.
The Ingenious Program, a field of all possibilities. The children in the Ingenious Program are directly under the guidance of Enlightened Master Paramahamsa Nithyananda. Nithyananda is an incarnation and exudes the knowledge of conflict-free living. He states that enlightenment is our birthright. What an incredible gift for your child, a once-in-a-lifetime privilege to live and thrive in the energy field of all possibilities and give enlightenment to your child. Where every child can become a genius. Learning can unveil the genius in every child, provided it stimulates higher order thinking skills, positive self-esteem, teamwork, and an internal locus of control. Research has proven that holistic teaching methodologies paired with meditation stimulate whole brain functioning and result in self-directed, spontaneous, and creative lifelong learners. An enriched environment. When young children have an enriched environment conducive to early learning in life, they have higher IQ, cognitive intelligence, EQ, social emotional intelligence, and SQ, spiritual intelligence. These early experiences are critical for the development of the child. Peer pressure and destructive social conditioning can take its toll on the child. It can create negative thought patterns and destructive behaviors unless these enriching experiences are provided. An enriched environment includes whole brain activities which stimulate the utilization of both sides of the brain. The right brain is responsible for creativity, intuition, spontaneity, quantum memory, learning in a flash, and computer-like calculations. The left side of the brain is responsible for inner linear thinking and analysis. When both sides of the brain are integrated, performance is optimal. Brain Yoga. Brain Yoga activates the ability to balance the right and the left brain. This helps open the sixth sense. Children are given activities to balance both sides of the body simultaneously, using distinctive postures that stimulate both sides. The neurological brain patterns move from beta to alpha, increasing alertness and attention. Quantum memory. Quantum memory is a constant downloading of information without interference of the mind. Observation skills are directly related to memory skills. Reading without interference of the mind, reading at quantum speed, will lead to quantum memory without the mind getting in the way. Creative and performing arts. Dance, drama, music, sculpting, and design offered in the Ingenious program provide kinesthetic motor stimulation to engage the brainwave patterns, resulting in expanded creativity and resourcefulness. Sattvic food. Children are given the benefit of fresh sattvic food prepared to the standards according to the ancient Vedic lifestyle. The food is fresh, with fruits and vegetables. Vegetarian food creates radiant health in the body. Vedic cultural arts. Sanskrit chanting stimulates the brain to produce full brain coherence, developing clearer perception and integrated thinking. Chanting also promotes inner silence and improves the attention span. Meditation and expanded awareness. Meditation instills a deep silence in the child, resulting in deeper, richer perception and clarity in thinking. Ingenious produces the next step in evolution, a mature human being who functions at a higher state of consciousness. Expanded awareness provides the platform for a vision of all abilities of life, perfect health, prosperity, and life without conflict. What more could you ask for your child?
If I can just teach this one science to the kids, I will have millions of enlightened beings.
The next question is from Shanmugam from Sri Lanka. He says, Nityanandam Swamiji, I always understood spirituality as a path of aloneness, but you always ask us to share with other people about these great truths and our experiences. When we share and talk, are we not moving away from the path of aloneness and engaging ourselves in the useless network of relationships of the materialistic world? Why is it important to share with other people when I can just remain in bliss, being in aloneness and ultimately merge into you? Shanmugam, Sri Lanka.
Shanmugam, first thing, you are not just living inside your body. You are living only 33% inside your body. You are living along with the people whom you are living. You are not all alone. Suddenly imagine, all the people living around you are dead. You are just there. Are you going to live happily? If you can, just be alone and be in blissful. Come on, this is a seat for you. No? You won't be. First thing, for you to have a complete transformation, you need to transform the people with whom you are living. Only then you raise to the next level of consciousness. I am constantly transforming the people living around me. That is why constantly I am exploding in enlightenment. Understand? Your aloneness is more like a fear of relating with people. Fear of relating with people is not the real aloneness. Real aloneness means able to relate and inspire everybody, and able to relate with yourself and inspire yourself whenever you want is aloneness. Ability to inspire, excite, without any outside source is aloneness. Aloneness is not living without anybody. No. It is ability to inspire yourself by yourself without any outside source. Shanmugam, you need right understanding about aloneness. You are here only adding ifs and buts. If I can just remain in bliss, being in aloneness, you can't. I know you won't be able to. Either in 2 days you will be in depression, then you will start creating a circle around you which will be entertainment based. Sharing with others is nothing but creating an enlightenment based community for yourself. Understand? It is not even really serving others, it is serving your own interests, serving yourself. Sharing with others is just creating a beautiful enlightenment based community around you. I tell you, first you create, any human being creates sex based community around you, means blood relatives, your wife, your child, the biology based community. Then when you evolve to a certain level, psychology-based community means your friends, ideologically more in tune with you. Only few Blessed are those who evolve consciousness-based community around them. Understand? Fools are those who die just creating biological community around them. Great are those who evolve psychological community around them. Blessed are those who create consciousness-based community around them. If you have a Sangha, the place where you are living, and if you are connected to the Sangha, I tell you that is the greatest blessing you have. Blessed are those who are able to create consciousness-based community around them. Sharing with others the great truths, the great experiences, the great joy is creating consciousness-based Sangha. Beautifully Krishna says, Manmana bhavamat bhakta madhyajimam namaskuru mame vaishyasi kaundeya matkurushva madarpanam. People who create a beautiful spiritual community around themselves by constantly talking around me, talking about me, sharing their memories about me, literally living in my Lila Dhyana, encouraging each other to live in my Lila Dhyana, merge in me. Understand? This should be the vision statement for our Sangha, for our healing tower, for our, whenever you call somebody and share the truths, experiences, your inspiration, remember you are living this great truth taught by Sri Krishna. Shanmugam, again, this question is a long question. I will continue to answer in next satsangs.